Soul of the City.
What's going on, St. Louis City fans? Welcome to Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media. Today I'm joined by Milo and Marlo. We're here, we're in the building. Today is Thursday, June the 8th. So last night, City took on kind of the second half against Dallas. It's wasn't even a full half. It started from a goal kick, which we saw City lose 2-0 in that game. Guys, what did you think about that odd MLS experience?
I feel like I'm gonna sound like a sore loser, but because we lost. But it being 0-0, I feel like the game should just start all over. From the get go.
My biggest thing is I feel like they could have played it the next day. Everyone's already still out there. Why not just wrap up the game the next day? Obviously, the Lightning was going to prevent them from playing that night.
I think that the MLS should be sanctioned for contributing to global climate change, for a private jet to fly from St. Louis to Dallas for 40 minutes of a game.
And then back.
Yeah, and it felt like a game that we could easily sweep under the rug because, when I first thought about it, I thought maybe our form from the earlier games, last week, the week before, would carry through, but we had to stick with the lineup we had versus Dallas, and that was not an informed lineup at all at the time. And then since then, a lot of those players have not been played and haven't been part of the starting 11, and it really felt like the vibes from that game in Dallas carried over.
We went back to that form.
Yeah.
It was because we went back to the same formation and no Blom, no Hebert.
But why didn't we make subs then?
That's a really great question. And while you said that the lineup was pretty fixed on how we left it, we were still allowed to make substitutions. We were still allowed to change how we went into that game.
Did we make any?
No subs in that game.
I think that Carnell was probably trying to show a little bit of faith in people on the starting 11 that just because you're not in form or been on the team lately doesn't mean that I don't trust you still, and I picked you for that game. So, it kind of seemed like a high school soccer decision. I picked you for that game, so you're gonna carry it out. You're gonna see it through.
Yeah.
This is your responsibility, and it did not work at all.
It was boring.
It was boring.
It was.
I watched it in the gym, and by the time we got scored on by Jesus Ferreira, I was watching the TV in the gym instead of the game. It was a boring game. We sucked.
I think if we even would have won that, I feel like it was still going to be boring.
Yeah, nobody was goal. What I liked so much about the 4-2-3-1 that we've been playing for the last 3 weeks is that everyone was goal hungry. Everybody was shooting. But in this game, it was the same. It literally felt like we went back exactly to where we were a month ago. And nobody's shooting. Everyone's trying to make the final pass. John Nelson, that guy has drifted into another planet. He doesn't even play left back. I don't know what position that guy plays. He was 0 for 4 on crosses. It just... He is not the man. Let's just talk about, there was one clear-cut St. Louis opportunity in this game. It was an Edu Leuven free kick. He puts it just to the left. I'm not even going to give timestamps because this 40 minutes of action wasn't really that notable.
I have the timestamp.
All right, let's hear it.
It was the 72nd minute.
Okay, 72nd.
But yeah, I low-key
it was early on.
Yeah, I thought he scored it. I'm not going to lie. I kind of celebrated at first because I was like, he just banged that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Early on in the game in the 72nd minute.
Literally the longest MLS game to ever take place. It was a month long.
Yeah, that's
disgusting.
I just
anyways,
feel like none of the players, even especially our team, also their team, because they didn't score until the 82nd minute or 81st minute.
Yeah.
No one could get into the groove of playing because I felt like every 2 minutes the ball was going out of bounds. Foul, no one could get into rhythm and play a full even a full half, because it was a full half. It started in the 50th minute.
It felt like all of our players' minds were still in St. Louis. They weren't even... It didn't feel like a real game to anybody, and it's hard for anybody to get competitive, especially when in the back of your mind you're thinking about how you've been replaced since this game started, and now here we are, and you're expected to be a starting player, but for the past almost month, John Nelson has been on the bench, riding bench, and like he kind of seemed like he was trying to prove himself, but was just ass.
But was trying to prove himself through playing offense, which is like, bro, you're playing left back, bro. Your job is to defend. Like, okay, so first Dallas goal, it was a pretty poor giveaway from Gio. I felt like in this game he was really trying to play flashy and really trying to do maybe a little too much. It was an attempt at like a one-touch pass that fell to a Dallas player. Caught Tim Parker and Lucas Bartlett out of position.
Everyone, I think if you look back at it, Nowinski and Nelson were in front of the ball.
Yeah.
After like Gio gave it away, and then it was just basically a 2v2, perfect weighted ball to Jesus Ferreira,
who's going to outpace Tim Parker.
Our center backs are so slow.
They are slow, but their positional awareness generally is good. In a poor giveaway like that, it's kind of like, well,
but that's what FC Dallas is. They're a counter team.
Which
I remember counting. I'm pretty sure there was like in the first 10 minutes, FC Dallas tried like 6 over the top through balls. Like that's what they are. They're a counterattack, just outpace players.
Yeah,
and it worked on that
and
instant.
It really stings to have a goal scored on us by Pepe's replacement in the World Cup. That one really digs deep and feels bad.
He's been doing pretty well. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
We're MLS people now, so we have to respect the MLS.
Yeah,
players.
but he shouldn't have gotten over Pepe.
Yeah, we can talk about that another time. I agree with you 100%. Poor Pepe. He's gonna be second to Balogun now anyway, but hopefully that's good competition. Anyway, I felt like it was just a, and you guys are gonna clown me again, but it was just bad vibes, man. Like it was a bad mixture of players that are well in form and trying to play their in-form game, just surrounded by players that aren't. So like it's hard to, like if you're trying to be the good player that you are, maybe Gio, if he was playing in the same team that has been playing recently, his flashiness would have worked out because the chemistry's there, the same lineup, the same formation, the same tactics are there, and maybe that's not a bad pass. If I don't know, but instead he's partnered with just a weird mixture, man.
Yeah.
And I love Miggy, but like he hasn't been starting, and so
I'll give it to Cornell. I feel like maybe this is what I'm thinking. He didn't make subs because why risk injury for only 40 minutes of soccer? That like
still 3 points, man.
I agree,
That's
but
true.
It's
which was attainable as
but
well.
like say he subs in Blom and gets hurt.
Okay, you didn't have to sub in Blom, but at least sub Nelson out. Like at least.
But then what if Hebert goes down?
It's still.
Then we're going right back to Nelson for the.
I know, but it's still a game, man. Like I think that was part of the problem was everybody was looking at it like it wasn't still 3 points on the board that we need to get. I mean, we should have at least walked out of there with 1 point.
Right.
There's no atmosphere to be adverse to. There were like 6 Dallas fans there. Like there were no excuses for being that bad other than just not taking it seriously. And I feel like if your manager isn't taking it seriously, it's hard for you to take it seriously.
I'm not going to knock Carnell for that. Like, it is a really weird circumstance in the first place that this even happened. So I'm not going to ding Carnell too hardcore. It's just, the vibes were not there. I totally agree with you on that. It looked like, the Chicago Open Cup performances because it was the same formation. Like, trying to have Celio strike is just like that. It is just not it. We're missing.
He
Klaus.
has not been it.
No, I thought he had a good performance against the Dynamo. Truthfully,
yeah, but like, other than that, he's not been.
Yeah,
I think that, and I'm sorry for going back, but worrying about, I understand worrying that somebody might pick up an injury, but you should also be worried that this form could easily carry over to Sunday. I mean, it's very close.
Galaxy's dog shit.
We'll get to that.
Compared to FC Dallas, there's so be a big change.
We'll get to that. Final goal of this game was some link-up play with Jesus Ferreira, Jimenez, and Farfan. I mean, in this one, I tweeted about it. We see John Nelson trotting back peacefully to try. Like, I don't know where he was and why he wasn't sprinting back when he had only 40 minutes of soccer to play. But he totally just leaves, I think it was Jimenez, free on the left to play a ball into the back post. The entire defensive line has to shift to cover for Nelson. So, of course, Dallas's left back, is just wide open at the back post and scores an easy tap in.
And it's like, what better time to unleash the hellish dogs of press and just fever than when you only have to play 40 minutes? Seriously.
Get out there and run your ass off for 40 minutes.
That's it. Especially if you're not a starter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you? That kind of makes me mad. Like, you should be out there trying to prove yourself.
Well, and then he throws. He's the only player to react to the second goal, and he throws his hands down and he claps his hands together. I'm like, you really are making yourself look foolish right now. Like you do not look like you play on this team at all.
It did look a lot like in Chicago.
Yeah,
and I never want to think about that game again.
No, but
there's no way he starts.
No, there's no shot. Hebert's coming back this.
And
Sunday,
I'll take Hebert's I guess non-attacking, even though Nelson when he's attacking, it's terrible.
It's not that good.
So I'll take Hebert.
Right, whipping in these crosses to who? Gio.
I found his replacement.
You're about to say some stupid
Kostas Tsimikas. Come to St. Louis, my boy. The Greek Scouser.
This guy wants every
The Greek
Liverpool.
Scouser lad.
This guy would have Steven Gerrard today on St. Louis City, I promise you.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that was pretty much the Dallas game. In other MLS news, here we go. Lionel Messi coming to the States.
Donde está Leo Messi? Leo Messi, ¿dónde está?
Está en los Estados Unidos.
Hey, shout out Maestra.
All right. Anyways, let's talk about the good versus the bad.
Let's talk about the GOAT.
Greatest soccer player of our generation, of our lifetime, maybe to ever even touch the field. And he's coming to our league.
I saw a comparison on Twitter, and it made me laugh so hard because it's applicable and absolutely not at the same time. It's like Michael Jordan going from the Bulls to play for the Chicago White Sox in the MLB. And it's not at all because it's the same sport, but it feels just like that big of a step away from where Messi was at before. That's crazy.
That's true. I mean, it's incredible that Inter Miami is going to get it done and bring this generational talent to the MLS. We've seen it in the past with some of these generational players, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, David Beckham,
Pirlo,
Schweinsteiger,
David Villa.
All these players have been but Messi is, I think, clear cut above all of them.
Put them all together, and he's still clear cut.
He's still better.
So,
as a Barca fan, I hate it because I gave into the
he's coming home.
Rumors. I was like, oh, the farewell tour is about to be crazy. He's about to come in and bring that. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Fabrizio, when he said, "Here we go," I threw my phone against the wall. Anger. But then I'll be able to see him, hopefully, if I make $2,000 to watch a home game.
Well,
travel plus
at least we'll
ticket
know
expense.
that he will be retiring here. What worries me a little bit.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
Because in his contract, he has an option. He has a 3-year contract that he's allowed to leave for free after every year. So he can just play 1 year and then dip out.
If you
Make
don't
the
like
bag
it.
and dip out.
He made this decision on the family basis. That's what he said.
Yeah, he did.
And that actually, I mean, it is a great opportunity for the MLS. Unfortunately, that sort of rhetoric kind of solidifies the idea of a retirement league. And even more, I feel like him saying that kind of confirms that he's not going to put his all into it. He literally was like, I don't want to play somewhere where the pressure is as immense as I'm used to. And to me, that sounds like I'm going to come make a buttload of money by putting in
by showing up.
Yeah, by showing up. And just Messi showing up right now is going to be, incredible.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure,
saw
but
we saw Inter Miami gain 4 million Instagram followers overnight. Like it is going to be great for the league. It's going to have a lot more eyes on the league for sure. I do feel like it's getting into some kind of muddy water in terms of, MLS communism. Like the fact that all of the MLS teams are paying to bring Messi to the league is kind of, I don't really know how I feel about it. It's not like we're going to get to see him in St. Louis. So we don't really get to see, and even then, the tickets that are already sold, well, it's just the scalpers who are making more money off of his arrival. So I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to him coming to the league.
it feels like an immense step forward right now in the moment. But I feel like the trajectory of the MLS was moving forward and away from the retirement league vibe. And this kind of takes it a few steps back on that, especially as the pull of Messi at a team like that is going to bring more retirees in, I'm sure. I mean,
It's going to be a domino effect.
and I'm not going to lie, I would love to see
Jordi
Angel
Alba.
Di Maria on Inter, and I'd love to see Luis Suarez banging in goals but it kind of exposes the poor nature of the MLS when you can just see Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Angel come into Inter and taking Inter from last place to the top.
Which would just
to
be
the top.
It'd
And
be
that is
so
demeaning.
vile. Just
Yeah.
because the MLS has all these salary cap restrictions. They've got all these international player slot restrictions. They have all these restrictions in place. I get it. To open the door to Lionel Messi is like I
God.
see why they wanted to do it, but you got to look around the league and kind of see how the league feels about it. I guess it's just the MLS.
But
is
if
so weird.
say they get 3 players, 35 and plus year olds take a 15 place Miami, like that means the league's not that hard.
Yeah.
I get it, Messi's the greatest of all time. Suarez is not. He's not anything anymore. For the MLS maybe, but those 35 plus taking a 15 place that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Like
That would even further solidify the retirement league
it
allegations.
exposes the hell out of it,
Yeah.
which I'm not a fan of.
What I think the MLS should do at this point is probably either raise the floor or they need to let that cap bust open a little bit further and let some of these teams try on their own to sign some big international stars. I just always think about, what guy who's been living in Madrid for 5 years is going to say, I'm going to pack my bag and move to St. Louis, Missouri.
Especially with a salary cap. Like, there's nothing.
I don't know that just the atmosphere at City Park alone is going to attract me to St. Louis.
And that is one of the pros that I have is I can't wait to, even if it's on my television, to see my favorite MLS team shit on Lionel Messi.
yeah, shit on him, yeah. That's crazy to think.
Lock up till you rock up. You know what I'm saying?
The World Cup winning
John Nelson.
Okay,
yeah,
but
he's
I'm
flipping his
saying
shift against
it's-
Leo Messi.
This could go one of two ways. I feel like it could go Leo goes stupid. Obviously, he's Leo.
I feel like that's
or
what
he
everyone's.
just doesn't try hard, and you end up with one of the big. I mean, he's here for an investment, man. He's here because he knows he's going to get paid a lot of money, and he's going to end
Have
up
a
with
lot
an
of eyes on
MLS
him.
team.
Well, he's going to have a lot of eyes on him.
But if
too.
he wanted the money, he would have gone to Saudi Arabia
But
for
this-
$1.6 billion.
Yes, but this is over time. I'm sure it's more worthwhile than a lump sum of $1.6 billion.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's not like he's just going to show up to Miami and, trot around and not put – I mean, he's not going to put 100% in, but I do think that he's still going to come out and be entertaining, be exciting, be the Leo Messi that we know and love.
Absolutely. I mean, how could he not? Like, he was just playing against Bayern in the Champions League, and now he gets to come play Chicago Fire at Soldier Stadium.
Soldier Field.
Yeah.
So
Soldier. I got nothing.
that was the big MLS news this week. There's probably more talks to even be had. Their City are scheduled to play Inter Miami. I think it's like July 27th or something like that. It's like late in July. I think his timetable is gonna see him start in maybe early August. So, for those of you scalpers who are scalping tickets for the Inter Miami game, I don't think that you're a very good person, and I think that you should probably try to give your tickets to somebody who really need them.
I think that this government needs to pass some laws that stop people from abusing that power, because that power is out of hand. Like it's crazy. At least in other countries, they have systems where the people that live, like if say we're in Glasgow. If you live in Glasgow, you get first come first serve for the tickets, and they're not insanely priced. There is like literally a law that stops people from outside.
I bet there's St. Louis people doing that though.
It's true.
Just buying a bunch of tickets. It's like the rich people that live in like Clayton and
St. Charles.
Yeah, they're probably doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
It's so
because the money doesn't go back into the club, and it's like if the money was going back into the club, I would feel very differently about it because it's reinvestment into something that we really believe in. But the state of it now is kind of gross.
There was away tickets for that game going for $2,000.
Yeah,
the away seats.
It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
You shouldn't be. I love you, Jake, but you should not be able to buy season tickets and sell them. Why? What's the point then? People that are buying season tickets should be the people that are going.
But
to
what if
see
you can't
the games.
make them all?
Like that's I think
then the ticket goes back to the club and gets sold by the club to somebody else that's going to the game.
that's actually not a terrible idea.
But maybe what if you don't know you're not going to the game till like 5 minutes before the game?
Listen,
I
feel you. It is a hard thing to overcome. Not that hard, I'm sure. At least to make better. Like, I mean, we're straying further and further into just absolute corporate totalitarianism. And I won't get all political here, but it's ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy. Everywhere.
So with that, I feel like that's pretty much Messi to MLS in a nutshell. And so we can go ahead and move on and talk about the terrible LA Galaxy on the opposite coast.
One more. I think that Leo Messi saga might increase our ability to go get Roberto Firmino.
No, I saw this. I think it was the Blum Boys.
Yeah.
That tweet was like, so when is the rest of the MLS gonna help St. Louis get Firmino pitch in?
Yeah.
No,
never.
what?
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, Miami, shit city. It's glamorous from the outside, but the ideals that it's built upon, come on.
I thought
folks.
Miami was built on like immigration and like.
We don't need to get into politics right now because I'm sorry. Have you seen the recent what's going on in Florida right now?
If we're talking about signings, we're gonna go for
Jacko.
No, we have to fix these fullbacks.
Yeah, the fullbacks are.
I don't know why we keep going for strikers. No, we need because Nelson. I like Hebert, but I think he should be playing center back.
Because you want to talk jersey sales, you get a striker like Firmino or Dzeko. Those jersey sales, those fuel your buying left backs and right backs.
Yeah, but
it wouldn't be instantly though.
I feel like after this loss to Dallas, I'm really reconsidering the importance of how badly we need fullbacks. Like I think Nowitzki is like doable for the time being, but I think Nelson really is an issue, and I think that left back spot really needs to be touched on.
You know, we need to start rating the Bundesliga like everybody else.
Yeah.
The Farmers League?
Yeah, just getting young talent. At least just to, develop here.
I kind of want to hear more from Lutz, like, because I know he earlier on in the season, he defended no third designated player, but like at this point, the roster's getting stretched a little thin here and there. I want to know what the plan is and what we're going to do, because now, like we talked about on the last episode, the expectation has changed. We are going to the playoffs and we want to compete and be competitive. Well, as it stands, I think John Nelson is too easily exposed to stack up against a quality MLS side, and I just want to know what's on his mind if his what he wants to do has changed. I just want to hear from him.
Or at least bring a young buck up. Stop giving that man time if he's gonna suck.
Yeah, I'd be fine with him starting Pedro for a game, like just to see what it looks like for him to get a full 90 minutes. Like,
yeah,
at this point, like.
All right.
Anyways, we play the LA Galaxy. Like Ian would probably normally say, a perennially good MLS side. They do have a CONCACAF Champions League win in the year 2000, I believe.
Yeah, when it was called it wasn't even called the CONCACAF Champions League. It's like the CONCACAF Cup.
Yeah,
well,
that's what they just
time.
rebranded it back to the Cup this year. But LA Galaxy are a really cool team. They've signed some crazy international talent in the past. Currently on their team, Javier Hernandez, a.k.a. Chicharito, Douglas Costa, as well as Ricky Puig. I was getting really upset at MLS commentators for the original pronunciation, but now that I know that's literally his name, so
Puig,
I feel bad.
Chicharito just got injured with a no-contact injury.
So
the worst type of injury.
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't got to worry about him for a while.
It's true. And LA Galaxy currently sit bottom of the West. They really don't look that talented at all.
LA Galaxy and Inter Miami, before buying Lionel Messi, were my favorite things to watch because it showed you can't buy success. We'll see what Leo does because I think that's somewhat instant success, I'm sure. But LA's definitely one of those you can't buy success teams because Douglas Costa was ripping it up before. I mean, like, not ripping it up like he once was, but still way off the mark compared to now. He's just bad now.
Yeah,
I think he has more red cards than goals.
He's kind of an asshole on the field.
That's what I've
Like,
heard.
his entire mentality has changed completely, and that red card that you're talking about was just, like, so belligerent and just... that's the thing about it is, I want to see him play because I think he's a really cool talent. I think he's a really tricky player when he was playing for Bayern, when he was playing for Juve. He's a cool player, but like what he's shown with LA Galaxy so far.
He scored yesterday, though.
He did?
Yeah. It was the U.S. Well, they lost, though. They lost to Salt Lake in the Open Cup.
Okay.
3-2.
So they're coming off some pretty poor form as well.
That's the whole season.
But their whole season is poor form. They fired their president, sporting director, John Klein,
like that.
some high up because their season was going so poorly. So, this Sunday 7:30.
Sunday.
Oh, it's noon.
Sunday.
It's noon.
12 Central.
Yeah. Yep. So that'll be interesting. That'll be a little shakeup. I don't think we've seen a 12 p.m. game at City Park on Sunday before.
No, not on Sunday.
Yeah.
We had one on a Saturday, though, I think. Or earlier game, maybe
12
3.
p.m.
Yeah.
The 12 p.m. was, I think, in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was... But it being on Sunday is weird. But I think that was because of that FC Dallas game.
Yeah.
Give
us an extra day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, what else to even really say about them? They're not very good. So I'm thinking, we slot Blom right back into that lineup and pretend the Dallas game never even happened.
Hebert as well,
no doubt. I want to keep giving Miggy opportunities, but I think he just needs a little more opportunity to grow and to learn literally from Blom because I feel like they do kind of play the same role.
Well, also, Blom is our most important player.
And Miggy is 18 years old.
I read this funny thing where I know it's not like a big difference, but he was still in high school when the FC Dallas first game started, and he graduated when the second one ended.
That is pretty.
That's funny.
That's a fun little tidbit.
That is a good tidbit.
And were you being serious when you said that it's the longest MLS game ever?
I mean, if you want to look at it that way, where it's been delayed for a month and was in purgatory, technically,
FC Dallas scores in the 600,000th minute.
I don't think it works like that, though.
Yeah, me neither.
But I don't know. I feel like Ostrak also, I don't want to see him on.
Yeah.
He's so hard to judge.
He's hardworking for sure, but I do sometimes feel like he's work rate merchant, and that's kind of all he's got to his game.
I guess it depends if we want to put our full starting, 100% starting lineup out there.
Because then we could put in Alm over Ostrak?
Well, I just don't know. Well, Yeah. Well, the only thing with Alm is he's been out for so long, so we don't know if he's gonna come in and just do the same thing he was doing before he got injured. But I was just going based on like where we had those 3 wins at home in a row, where it was Gio, Celio, Vasilev, and
Stroud,
Leuven and Blom in the middle, and then the back 4 as usual.
Yeah, that's what I would like to see.
I agree with you.
4-2-3-1, I think has to come back.
But going up against the last place LA, do we want to put our full best team out there?
Yes.
We want to score early, kick their ass early on, and then take everybody out.
Yep. Because we saw in the Dynamo game, Vasilev coming off in the 65th minute. Like Carnell knows that these players could be susceptible to injury and pulls them out when he feels best.
I feel like it's a great game plan. That's how when we win, it's because we score in the first half. When we win, it's because we score.
You said there's a huge gap between what the next word you said. I was like,
when we win, it's because we don't lose. But when we win, we score relatively early. I know we didn't score all that early against Houston, but we still scored in the first half.
Yep.
And so, I mean, put the whole team on minute 1. If we get a goal or 2 in the first half, put on Miggy.
Yeah. I'm all for that. It is, we're back to kind of another international break situation here where Blom's been called up to the South African squad, so he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave directly after the game on Sunday, which will be unfortunate. I don't know. I think he might end up missing one City game.
When does Vasilev get his call up?
It needs to be if he can keep stringing together these performances.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep drawing penalties.
He's been really good.
Yeah,
obviously not to start on the national team.
Is he?
He's American.
Well, yeah, but just because you're American doesn't mean you have to play. I mean, you
but
have other connections.
Because he's what?
He was born in Savannah, Georgia.
Because he's also doesn't his dad live in the UK or something?
I think so, but I think he would choose the US.
Yeah, I think he would too.
Him drinking that citywide after the Dynamo game was hilarious.
That's a top 5 moment of this year so far.
Also, I didn't like the disrespect towards Houston last episode.
Oh, it was high.
Damn, that's crazy. Don't care, didn't ask.
We'll see after this pod.
Shit.
I mean,
score prediction?
Score prediction? I'm saying 5-0 St. Louis City. 5-1 St. Louis City.
Jesus. Okay.
Let's see the complete and utter disassimilation of LA Galaxy, similar to how we saw Kansas City go down 4-0.
I wish the game wasn't so expensive so that if we just absolutely pooped on LA, I could be in the stands and I could hold up my jersey like this to Ricky Pooj.
Yeah.
And call him a clown in Spanish.
Sí. Me gusta.
I'm really just trying to get Marlon going.
You hate on that so much, and I don't understand it.
Only Messi gets to do it. Messi and Ronaldo. Go sit your ass on the bench, my guy.
He scored it against his rivals in a do-or-die match that eliminates the other team.
Open Cup.
Against their literal third squad.
Third squad.
There's third squad, too. He just happened to play. But you're saying the Open Cup is now just the Open Cup, but when we were in it, we were like, we've won it so many times. We're so good. This is our cup. Then we got eliminated. No, that was everybody on the podcast.
No. I still feel that way. Open Cup is a banger tournament.
For
the United States of America.
No, my thing is if you rank all the trophies that an MLS team could win, it's not
that high.
I don't know. I think Supporter Shield's the lowest just because no one gives it the... It's just so weird. It's just... It don't mean anything.
Because it's America here and we don't care about the table. We care about the playoffs.
So I think MLS Cup is the first for sure. And then the CONCACAF Champions League is probably second. Mm-hmm. And then the U.S.
I feel like the Champions League at this point has the most clout. Just because so few MLS teams have won it.
Mm-hmm. Only 3.
I mean, we really got to get our shit together because Mexico can talk all that stuff right now.
We're nowhere near
national team.
Yeah,
Mexico.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Let's talk national team. But
that's true.
But they also have more Gold Cups than us.
Yeah,
Mexico has but Mexico just has a better league and history than us.
The tides are turning. MLS soon to be better than Liga MX.
We play them in the Nations League.
Oh, Club America.
No. Nations League. The U.S. play Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I think if we win, we get the winner of Canada and Costa Rica, maybe?
That's a
I'm not
good
really
guess.
sure.
That's a good guess.
It's always one of the
I think the new objective every time Leo Messi comes to St. Louis, Missouri, has got to either be, 1, make him cry, or 2, get him to come to St. Louis with the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Come on, Messi.
The atmosphere
We got Anheuser-Busch. We got the Arch. We got the St. Louis Cardinals.
If somehow he magically sees this, he's just going to be like,
Que
What's
miras,
that?
Bobo? Que miras? If other than St. Louis, Missouri, that's what you should be looking at.
what is your score prediction?
Que
Just-
miras? St. Louis, Missouri. That's what. My score prediction is 3-0.
That's what I was going to go
Bobo.
for. I
I'm
just feel like
sticking with
5 is just
5-1.
it's just so much.
We saw it against Cincinnati. They're the best team in the East. Fuck it. We'll just do it against LA Galaxy, bottom of the West.
Yeah, but what do we do against bottom of the East? Oh, no, the West. And before, when we play the Colorado Rapids.
Yeah, that's true. They've turned. Yeah, I know. Well, we drew them 1-1, so at least we got a point out of it.
I feel like Ricky's bass in his voice has been on Ted today.
Thanks.
Goal scorers?
Press 1 if you like my voice.
F's in the chat.
I think that's pretty much all we've got to offer you in terms of pregame analysis.
Oh no!
Do you have any final
Scores.
thoughts?
He said scores.
Yeah, say-
Scores.
Damn.
I'll say Vasilev might get one. Edu Leuven probably 2. I think he probably has a penalty +1. I'll say Scary Jerry's going to get one. And I'll say a Lucas Bartlett header back post all day. Easy money. Those are going to be my scores.
I have Leuven for probably 1, and then Vasilev for 1, and then say Miggy off the bench with another one.
That'd be so good.
I think. Yeah, I mean it's hard not to say Leuven because he's either getting an open play goal or there's a penalty.
He's just on fire, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so Leuven. I want to see Blom get one.
That's what I was
someday.
literally saying. Who wins? He's going to get his first goal.
That's true.
'Cause
He was shooting in that Dynamo game, so
So maybe he's smelling something, and then I'll just give it to him off the bench. Ostrak, I can see Ostrak coming in and sealing it, because he just seems to have a way with being in the right place at the right time.
I will note not a single Geo mention here. Just pointing that out.
Oh, Geo hater alert.
I'm just saying.
Sounds like you're a Geo.
where was
hater.
your
I like
where was
Gio.
your Geo goal scoring pick?
Just
It's just not going to be his day.
All
Nah,
3
just-
goals assisted
he's
by
gonna.
Gio.
That's what I'm saying. He has all 3 assists. Calma.
All right.
All right, we're wrapping it up here. Thanks for tapping in. As always, check out all our social media. We're going to have a Dynamo trivia little thing going on coming up this week. We'll be down at the stadium again for our final kind of, I guess it was almost a 4-week homestead that we got to participate in. So LA Galaxy will cap off that. And other than that, the vibes are immaculate. We come back to City Park this Sunday. We're going to be feeling good. Going to be feeling like gravy, as the T-Rav man says. Feeling toasty. Feeling, yeah, I don't know.
Tasty.
Tasty,
Awesome.
toasty,
Tasty and toasty.
meaty.
Leo Messi, come to St. Louis.
Thanks for tapping in,
We
guys.
have toasted ravioli.
Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are